The Joining Adventure Chapter 2. This story is about people trying to join two power sources of the earth to make it forever. Power source. To provide electric power for this village out in the middle of nowhere. The reason I must stop them from blowing up the whole planet on what they plan to combine together to create this power source. They say it will power the whole earth with electric power for everyone to use forever. It was morning again and I could tell the sun was out because there was a bright light shining through the window. I got up and got dressed and then went down to get some coffee and something to eat. When I got down there, the men that I talked to was there and eating. I sat this time about 4 tables from them, but I could still hear them. They were talking about what is needed to get started and when the money will be ready to start construction. I can gather it might be a month before they can come up with the money to get started. That will give me enough time to check on my project that I wanted to start here. We are putting in gas lines from the town down south right now to go to this town and then on to the next town north of here. Within a month's time we will be here with the gas line and halfway to the next town by then. So we will see if the city wants his power plant or mine. After I got done eating, I went to the city hall and asked who do I see that is in charge of construction projects. The one at the front desk said down the hall and last door on your left. I went down there and it is zoning board. I went in and went up to the counter and said, who do I need to see? I told them my construction name and then I said we want to build a gas-fired power plant here. She said hold on and she got up and went to one of the office in back of the room. When she come back and then said he will be right out for and have a seat over there. I went over and sat down and it was not long when someone come out of that office and waved me to come back there. I got up and went into the room and sat down. Then we talked about what we can provide and what is needed from the town we are in. He said okay, and this is what we really want for a power plant and other things that is needed as well. I said okay, we can do that too, but I would like to get the gas power plant up and running first and then we can work on other projects then. He said that would be a good idea. Then we can use the power to do the rest of the projects that will be needed. Then he said that there was someone else that wants to build a power plant too, but it is 4 times the price of what you will build. I said okay and let me know. I am in room 12 at the I said the name of the inn. He said okay and I will get back to you. I got up and went back to my room and sat and watched TV for a while until it was time for lunch. I went down and sat down and it was no long when a waiter come over and took my order. I see the door open and in come the guys that want to build the power plant. They sat down next to my table and one said I guess it seems someone got to the city and put in a bid to build a gas-fired plant. Way lower than what we was going to charge for our power plant. Then he looked at me and then said it is you that did that. I said yes it was, and someone come up to me and wanted me to build their power plant here. So I said I would see even if the town would want one on the price the guy wants to build it. I can build yours too if you get the contract. Either way I have a job to build one. I am in business to make money and build the buildings they want. He just looked at me and then said I guess you have to pay your help too. I said yes, and it takes a lot to pay my 50 workers every week. I have to have a job every day to pay my help at the end of the week. So we will see I guess who gets the job to build their power plant. One of them said we will see in time who gets the contract. I said good luck, and then my lunch showed up and then ate and went out for a walk around town. I got back and went to my room. Not very long after I got back there was a knock on the door. And it was one of the guys in 14 and he said you better leave town tomorrow morning or I will be back at noon to see you do. I said okay, and when I got inside I made a phone call and 6 guys show up in the morning about 10 a.m. and we all went down to get something to eat. The guys was not there then, so we ate in peace. When we got done, we went up to my room and waited until noon. About noon time there was a knock on the door and it said get out of sight so he cannot see me. I went and opened the door and there stood 3 big guys and the guy next door. I said, yes, how can I help you? He said, you are still here and we are going to pack you up and send you on your way. I said, well, that going to be a problem. I opened the door all the way and there stood 6 guys in back of me. My guys were smaller than his, but mine are trained bodyguards. Then the big guy said, okay, come out and we will see who leaves. We all went to the parking lot and one come at me and then one of the guys kicked his butt and sent him flying. Then the rest of them come at me and the same one took out the rest of them. I said, well, just one of my guys took out all 3 of yours. He left and then said, this is not over with. I said, yes, it is, for we will find out who gets the contract to build the power plant, and now I will not build yours. He just looked at me and then said something and left. I went back to my room and packed and we all left to go to where the main gas line was being put in. It was not long when we got there and it seemed like they got quiet away since I have been gone. They were not very far from town now. Well, it is time to go home and get some rest. Until next time, take care and we will see you in the morning. Written by Jack the Contractor.